In this video, I'll be covering question 3, part A from the 2012 AP Calculus AB free response, no calculator allowed portion of the exam. I cover parts A, B, C, and D all in their own individual videos, so if you want to see those other solutions, please check out my other videos. So the first thing that I do when I've got a graph on an AP Calc test is I reinforce, I underline it, box it in, make sure I remind myself that I know what that is the graph of. Because it will change up on you all the time. It's important to help your test brain out and reinforce what that is the graph of. Then looking specifically at A, they want us to go find the values of g of 2 and g of negative 2. And they give us a formula over here for what g of x is equal to. We know that g of x is going to equal the integral from 1 to x of f of t dt. So to find g of 2, this is just function notation. Function notation works the same no matter if it's a nice, clean, easy equation or if it's an equation that's a little more funky like the one we're looking at here. Function notation says whatever I replace x with here, you replace x with in the formula. So since I replaced x with 2, I'm going to plug 2 into that formula for x. And now what I'm looking at is that g of 2 is equal to this integral right here. Remember that an integral is the area between the curve and the x-axis. In situations like this where we're not given an actual function to work with, usually what they want us to do is use standard geometry formulas, areas of circles, areas of rectangles, areas of triangles, trapezoids, to find out what that area would be. So when I look at this right now, I want the area from 1, which is this point right here, to 2, which is this point right here. So what we're looking at is this itty-bitty triangle down below here. Well, the area of a triangle formula is 1/2 base times height. The base portion is pretty straightforward. The base is just going to be that gap right there. So my base in this would be 1. The height is the part that's a little bit tricky because what we need is we need the y value out right there. So if I plugged in 2 to this equation, what y value would come out? That's going to tell me what my height is. Well, again, we don't have a straight up equation to work from. And so what can we do to find that value? Well, conveniently, that value is going to be on this line right here that goes from 1 to 3. So if I can figure out what the slope of that line is, I can go from my starting point of 1 and use that slope to find where that next point would be. The easiest way to determine slope off of a graph is when you've got points is just to go rise over run. So here, going from my first point, I'm going to go down. That would be -1 because that's where this y value is at right there. And then I'm going to run, I'm going to go over 1, 2 units to get over to 3. So my slope on this is -1/2. Well, I can use that same slope to say, okay, what would my rise over run need to be to get to that point? It's still going to be -1/2. So my run on this, I'd be moving over 1. And the rise right here is going to tell me what that y value would be. So that's y is what I'm looking for right there. And you can see real quick that this equation, -1/2 equals y over 1, simplifies down to just being -1/2 equals y, because y divided by 1 would just be y. So we've now quickly found what that y value would have been. So this would have been -1/2 right here, and that would have been our height. So then this would be -1/2. Putting that together, we would have gotten 1/2 times -1/2, which gets us -1/4. So that's our answer for g of 2. We get -1/4. Now we come back in and we're going to play the same game. We're just going to do g of -2 this time. So this would be the integral. It would be from 1 to -2 of f of t dt. The first thing we have to recognize on this setup here is that we've got our bounds backwards. You always need that lower bound to be the smaller number and that upper bound to be the larger number. So the first thing that I would do here is I would flip my bounds. And to flip the bounds, I just call it pulling a negative. I don't know if that's a proper math term, but it reminds me of what I need to do. I put a negative in front of that integral, and that allows me now to flip my bounds to make this go from -2 to 1 of f of t dt. So I come over and I'm now going to go see where that is on my picture over here. So I would start here at -2 and I need to get all the way over here to that point 1. So this time what we've got going on is we'll have this triangle happening here, and then we're going to have this half circle going on down below here. So this is going to equal the area of a triangle, so 1/2, again, base times height, and we'll add to that half of a circle, so 1/2 pi r squared. Our triangle on this one, our base again here is this bottom amount. That's going to be 1. Then our height, conveniently on this one, we don't have to find it. Our height, it tells us our y value right there. This would be a height of 3. Then we'll add to that 1/2 pi and then our radius squared. So the radius on this is a radius of 1. So then that would be 1 squared. The tricky part that you have to remember when you're doing this one is the fact that area below the x-axis is considered negative area. So this answer that we get out here is actually going to be a negative value because it's below the x-axis. So we would do the front part. 3 times 1/2 gets us 3/2. Then this will become a subtraction game now because we're going to subtract the area because it's below the x-axis. Then 1 squared is 1 times pi, so we get pi over 2. So we end up with 3/2 minus pi over 2 for this piece here. And then again, a little trick, little stuff to pay attention to is don't forget that you've still got this negative up front here. So this would have been negative of these two things. And if you wanted to, now you would just go ahead and distribute that negative in there. You would get -3/2 plus pi over 2. And because this is a calculator, not a loud section, that would be your answer. So the tricky part on this was you had to pull the negative and not forget about it. And then you had to recognize that this area here was below the x-axis, so that area would come out as a negative. So there's our 2 answers. Thanks for watching my video. If you liked it, please click that like button and subscribe. And also share it with your friends and anyone else you know who might be crying about an upcoming AP Calc test. You can find more videos from me, more sample AP Calc questions, and my complete AP Calc study guide over at my website, apcalcprep.com. Have a great one.